Hello, Ignacy.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Good afternoon. You've got 5 minutes for the presentation. The floor is yours, and then we will ask you some questions and provide feedback. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll start in a minute. We will introduce ourselves. So, my name is Łukasz Olek. I would say I'm technical person and entrepreneur. So this is myself. Eva, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, sure. Ewa Rucińska. I'm Director of HR, Management Board and Logistics in Bank PKO, Bank Hipoteczny. Earlier I was connected with Bank PKO SA. Thank you.
And Joanna Piotrowska, Managing Director, Bank of America. I also have an MBA from the University of Chicago, and I studied informatics at the University of Stanford.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Ignacy, the floor is yours. Your 5 minutes.
Thank you. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity of applying for Queen Hedvig Scholarship. My name is Ignacy Rusiecki, and I am a student of third high school in Wrocław. My extended subjects are biology, chemistry, and maths. I chose those extensions because I am especially interested in biology, and I am an author of one scientific paper. I haven't published it yet, but I signed it for the Olympiad of Biology, where this year I scored 11th in the whole Poland. This is one of my greatest successes. I would also like to tell you about another Olympiad, an Olympiad of Social Security. This is a little bit different because this is an Olympiad in teams. And my team scored third in Poland, I think only thanks to our good cooperation, good team working, and good time management. And now let me tell you something about my hobbies. I graduated from first level music school, and I am playing clarinet very often. I also sing in a choir, but my greatest hobby is learning new languages. For now, I know 4 languages fluently, which are Polish, of course, English, Italian, and German, and I am learning Dutch. I couldn't forget about my volunteer activity. These are only examples because there is much more. For example, I have helped with organization of international mathematical competition at Wrocław University of Economics, NABUI Junior 2024. I also helped with organization of 10 Wrocław night run. And last but not least, I am a tutor in a primary school. I have been doing this for 2 years. And that means I am helping younger students with preparations for their 8th grade exam. And students I taught last year did really well on their exams, which is a great satisfaction for me and for them. I mentioned my scientific work, which was from the field of bioinformatics. I want to work in this field. I want to work in some research group and do many international research projects. But let me now briefly tell you what this actually is, bioinformatics. I'd call it a game changer in many industries, not only pharmaceutical industry, but also, for example, agriculture. You can, for example, simulate some genetic mutations to some plants to see if they are going to be more resistant to drought, which would be very helpful, for example, now in the era of climate change. And I am applying for Queen Hedvig Scholarship because this is not a secret that the heart of world's bioinformatics beats in the Silicon Valley. There are many innovative companies For example, those three, and I put those three on my presentation because they are somehow connected to the Stanford University that the scholars are watching, that the scholars are visiting. For example, this one, Xyra Therapeutics, was set up by Mark Tessier-Lavigne, who was a former president of Stanford. But my scientific work is not the only thing I want to do in my life. If my scientific job leaves me enough time and energy, I would also like to teach in school. I would like to work with the best young people and not only share my knowledge, but also inspire them and motivate them to do something on their own, to become scientists just like me, but also doctors, creators, artists, leaders. There are many possibilities. And I know how inspiring someone can be hard, but who would be better inspiration than a teacher who has been to the US, who has seen how the education works there in California, who has graduated from some American university. That's why I also applied for Queen Hedvig Scholarship. So this is all from me. Thank you for your attention, and now I'm waiting for your questions.
Thank you very much for your interesting presentation. I would have, maybe I would start with a question. So the question would be about your research paper. So can you share us a bit more details, what it was about, and what was the goal of this research that you provided?
Sure. So I'm going to start with telling you that there is an enzyme, the kinase DYRK2, which is dual specificity tyrosine regulated kinase 2. I know this is a rocket science name, but don't worry. And this kinase, this was proven that has some work in the cancerogenesis. It does something to the cancer, but no one actually knows what does this kinase do, because in some cancer it is good for us, and in some cancers it's bad for us. And there are compounds called alkaloids from the plant family Amaryllidaceae, and they were used for some, for example, cancers in the medicine in some African tribes, and this is very not proven scientifically. And I wanted to check if those alkaloids have something to do with this kinase. For example, if they stop its work. And my in silico analysis showed that they work. And this is, I think, I will in the future check if they really do in vitro and in vivo.
Okay, thank you. Joanna, Eva, do you have any questions?
Yes. Oh, maybe one from me. Very interesting presentation indeed, and you are very active in many different fields. Obviously, as a future researcher in such a relevant and complex area as bioinformatics, do you feel like you will be able to pursue your interest? You obviously mentioned, teaching younger people, a lot of volunteering work, but also studying foreign languages. How do you see, pursuing all of this in the future once you are more into research and you are really part of a lab or research group?
Well, thank you for the question. Bioinformatics is something you can usually do using only your computer. So that's why I could work from my home online. That's why I wouldn't need to, for example, be in the US to work with the people from the US. And I know this is very engaging to be a researcher, and I would surely dedicate first years of my adult life for becoming a world-class bioinformatician. But after that, if I already do some research and I have some spare time, I would dedicate it to teach younger people.
Thank you.
Ignacy, thank you for the presentation. I have another question. You speak 3 languages. Trevor, your hero, 5. What other languages are you planning to learn?
Now I am learning Dutch, I've said it, and in the future I am planning to I'd like to learn French because I really like this language. But from those more unusual languages, I would like very much to learn Irish.
And why? Why Irish?
Why Irish? Last year I was in cinema with my family to watch some film that was nominated to Oscars. That was called Kneecap. It was about an Irish band that plays music, that raps in Irish, and I found it very fascinating and inspiring for me, because in Ireland there is a fashion to learn their native language, because I don't know if you knew that, but Irish people usually speak English, and they don't even know their native Irish language. And that's because it was like inspiring for me, this film. And I also really like how Irish language sounds.
Thank you very much.
That they are, in fact, in Ireland, they are now, they need to study Irish in the secondary school, so they cannot graduate if they don't study Irish. But obviously they don't use it, you are right. Yeah, so
yes.
It's like a passive knowledge, totally.
Yes, this was also told in this film, but the Irish they learn at schools is, maybe it would sound weirdly, but this is something like, for most students, German in Polish schools. So it is, but no one leaves this school if they don't do it themselves with good knowledge of this language.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ignacy. Joanna, could you provide your feedback for Ignacy?
Ignacy, it was really interesting to listen to you, and I must admit you are the first person I'm listening to you, not only today, but like in the whole process. I think you present very well, and what I really liked is, while you are in the like area of science and bioinformatics, so like you would call yourself maybe a nerd, right? There is a very good human contact with you. And I also like that, when we were asking questions, actually, we made some comments, you followed up on this, etc. So I would say that I think in today's world, the winning situation is when you have good understanding of science, of these complex issues, and you master them, you are not afraid of them. But at the same time, you are a very good communicator. I have you have it, and I think this is just a very good sign for you and your future.
Thank you.
Eva.
I share the opinion of Joanna. Exactly. Very well. Very good presentation. For me, also the first one. That's why I stopped in the moment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I would say that I like your interests. I think they are really something very well oriented for the future. I think that future is biotechnology. It has some great ages in front of us, so it's great to hear that these are your interests. And thank you very much for your presentation.